Good day, friends. This is Travis Vengroff. It is sometime before I normally wake up, and I was up sometime much later than I normally go to bed. I enjoy what I do. I do podcasting. I create fun, exciting stories that you guys listen to, or maybe you haven't listened to it yet. And the final end of that process is basically called mixing. And it's a very interesting process where I come up with these criticisms that tediously grind in a mixing engineer, audio engineer's sanity slowly away. But in short, I have all these different sound effects and these different voices on a timeline. So it's kind of like an Excel spreadsheet, or if you're familiar with audio editing, it's just a grid with all sorts of data represented on an X and Y coordinate, such as this. So you can see the different tracks are like different sounds that go across, like maybe one's a vocal, one's some music, and they're all different fun things. So I send those all off in stem format, which means kind of like a tree. Each stem of the tree is a different piece. So I send them off with like a music track, a different music track, a different music track, some sound effects tracks, and they all go out separately. And the mixing engineer's job is to make sure the equalization, the volume, the panning left to right, it all fits together to create this illusion that you're actually somewhere where you're not, which is, in this case, Svalbard. So last night we had a situation beyond our normal, and we wound up actually switching audio engineers 2 hours before the project was due. So Sarah Baczynski with Polarity Audio Works took up the task, did an awesome job. It was her first time working with us on the White Vault. She's worked with us on some other stuff, Dark Dice, and a few one-off stories that have been a lot of fun, and even Liberty Tales from the Tower, in an episode that hasn't come out yet. Future thinking, though, which has already done the episode, because we're ahead like that in some regards. So we got the episode up to Sarah, and we kind of did a back-and-forth email. She sent me a first cut. It was really fun, and it was really good, actually. And then I gave, so I listened to it, got my earbuds in, my headset, it's a Klipsch headset reference. It's pretty good, so I can hear stuff. Most people listen with one earbud in, but I need to listen with two, just so it can sound the best it can, just in case you have a decent sound system, or you're listening with something that's more than one earbud. So, we came up with some edits. Like there was a part where someone sounded like they were in a cave, but they weren't in a cave, and another part where the splash sound where someone's in a cave didn't have the same roominess to the sound, so we put an effect on that sound to make it sound like it was with the character, and we panned it to the same side as the character. Little things like that, and we do that for a few passes. Each pass takes about 20 minutes to render to 30 minutes to render, which means export the new version of the episode when it's done. And we just kind of go through minute by minute and pick out timestamps and do that. So that was my evening last night, and my early morning, and Sarah's as well. Sarah's a champ, and I just wanted to put this video out to say that Sarah is in fact a champ, and did a wonderful job on this week's episode. Hope you really like it. It's also kind of an introduction for people who've never met me before or heard about what goes into these episodes and the madness sort of behind the scenes as we catch up for situations that are beyond our control, but now back in our control. So we got the episode up in time by Pacific Standard Time. We usually release them on Eastern Standard, but this one was on my time zone because it needed a little bit of extra time to finish the episode, which wound up being probably closer to 5 episodes to finish up on the mixing process. And we listened to the whole thing, beginning to end, a total of 6 times between Sarah and myself. I listened to it at least 4, and I think she did 2 full passes through. But that's everything. Just wanted to make a fun video, and again, thank you for watching if you did, and hopefully you'll enjoy the next episode of The White Vault. Dun dun. Oh, and by the way, it's a horror fiction podcast, just in case you don't know about some people in the Arctic Circle and the horrors that surround them. So